Hey everybody, maybe you've just inherited a home and you're wondering how the taxes work and how this will affect you. So I've got the best in Southern California, Amanda Bettencourt, here to help us out with that. She's a tax advisor at the Leiman Group. And Amanda, thanks for being here, helping us understand this. What do you wish that people knew when they were in this situation?
I meet with many prospective clients or current clients that are in the process of inheriting a property. What I love most is when clients come to me with questions. I don't know everything that happens in any given year with clients. Oftentimes, I see clients to prepare taxes. It's too late. There should have been things done during year or mid-year. And by the time I see them, these tax savings or these opportunities for mitigation, it's too late. They don't qualify for it anymore. So our office is open all year round. I do a lot of tax planning and tax projecting. I make myself readily available, create a nice, relaxing, and comforting environment where you can feel free to ask away. During those appointments, oftentimes I become the one asking you questions. I am a pencil to paper type of person. I need to see it and physically hold it in my hand in order to truly analyze your situation. I need to know details as best as possible so we can put a tax projection together, and then I can work hard to reduce any type of liability that's lingering, ensuring that Prop 19, if you're eligible for it, ensuring that is submitted on time, as well as staying organized with paperwork, as hard as that is in the hustle and bustle of our everyday lives. But the more you know, the less you pay. So I urge all clients, if they, having a big life event or something has occurred and they're really unsure about it, the best thing that you can do is speak with a tax professional to plan and project and to stay organized to ensure you're paying the least amount and you're not leaving any money on the table.
Absolutely. And what are some of the questions like I know I get asked if I inherit a home with my siblings, do we still get the step up in basis? I mean, there's questions that
Mhm.
seem so common and obvious that people just don't know.
Correct.
So,
There's a lot of misinformation online, and regular taxpayers, they don't know what questions to ask. So that's why sometimes I have clients come in and say, here's my situation. I don't know what I don't know. So that's where I come in and I do a full analysis and I ask questions. I try to get as much detail as possible to provide the best advice. So with the question that you just brought up, fantastic question. Oftentimes, inherited properties do have multiple beneficiaries. In situations like that, if it becomes one of the primary residences, yes, the step up in basis applies as well as Prop 19. So there are so many things, there's so many moves that you can make during any given year to reduce your taxable income.
awesome. And that applies whether you're inheriting, whether and how that affects you. What do you hear people asking most? What's the biggest concern when someone lost a loved one, they're coming to you to sort it all out on the tax stuff? What concerns do you hear most in your office?
They're terrified of capital gains. Whether the property has been sold or whether they don't know what to do with the property, they want guidance. They want reassurance that whatever move they make, they're going to feel confident that it's the most beneficial decision that they can make. That's not going to end up creating unfortunate tax liability when they could have prevented it.
And for those people that are thinking about renting out the property, what do you wish that they knew?
So I wish that I share with my clients the benefits of investing, right? Or having a rental property, being able to take advantage of the market and just being able to stay on top of the money that has come in, the rental income, and all of their expenses that they are able to deduct. There's a lot of misinformation and they're concerned that, okay, well, 30,000 came in rent. I'm going to have to put 30% aside. Absolutely not. There are deductions that are waiting to be tapped into. They just need to know so they can prep as soon as they place it into service and they know what to track.
And then with the people that say, we just got to sell, what do you wish that they knew or understood, or what could be something that can maybe comfort them when they're faced with that decision?
So oftentimes clients come in and they're so concerned because the sales price, of what the property is worth or what it sold for, there's a lot of misinformation pertaining to what you're actually paying capital gains on. So I educate clients on, if they're preparing to sell the property, what it's going to look like and what the actual applicable gains will be when it is incorporated into their individual tax filing. I educate clients on cost basis, right? Original cost basis, whether they're step up or not, common deductions to reduce capital gains, such as escrow fees, capital improvements, cost to sell the property, repairs, and things like that. So there's a misnomer pertaining to how much of the sales price you're actually going to be paying tax on, as well as the fact that capital gains are taxed separately from income, from your normal income, and the tax percentages are different. You could pay zero income tax on the sale of a property if it's done correctly, if you're able to tax mitigate before the year's end.
Awesome.
And the majority of capital gains that I see are right around 15%.
Okay. And then what about the people that say, we're too overwhelmed, we're not going to do anything for 2, 3 years, we're just going to let the house sit there? And what do you wish they knew from a tax perspective about that decision or that choice?
These types of life events, they create a lot of stress. Oftentimes there's grief involved with death. And I want my clients to know that I'm here, I'm a resource. They're not alone. And I understand that if it's too overwhelming to make any moves, but I want them to understand the options that they do have and simplify it. So maybe it's easier for them to say, hey, this property is just sitting here. It could actually be producing income, passive income, without me, without them really having to do anything. Liquid.
And they could do that while they wait.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate your time. It's always great to connect with you. And for anyone that has questions for Amanda, I'll be sure to put her contact info in the links below so that you can reach out and schedule your own appointment and get some help when it comes to taxes and inherited properties.
I urge all taxpayers to have an open relationship with their tax professionals, because the benefit is being in the know and having somebody that you can ask questions, having someone that you can talk to, and know that that information is accurate, because the more you know.
The less you pay, right?
Exactly. So I'm here, I'm available. I would love to meet you. Again, I love what I do, and if I can bring education and some peace into taxpayers' lives, that's what I would love to do.
Well, thanks again, Amanda.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me today.